Meet Makiia Lucier. A 1993 Simon Sanchez High School graduate is making waves as an author. Her fifth book, Dragonfruit, was published by HarperCollins. The book, which was released recently, is one you can't miss, with a beautiful cover full of bold colors, an island girl, and a fruit bat. She explains what makes this one different from the others.
My previous books are historical fantasy and historical fiction, um, but the stories are about the Spanish flu, medieval plagues, medieval map makers. And while my last book was about a medieval plague, there was COVID. And so I was tired of writing about plagues and pandemics. And I wanted to write something different and I wanted to write something light. And I have been thinking a long time about going home, about writing about home.
She remembered when she was growing up, reading, and there was no Pacific Islander kid in any of the stories. She wanted to change that.
This story has just been sitting in the back of my mind for about 10 years now. Yeah. So I started writing about sea dragons.
But the young adult fantasy was much more than a sea dragon. The story also allowed her to intertwine her recollections of growing up on Guam.
With dragon fruit, I started with memory. So I took a notebook and I wrote down all the things I could remember. I wrote down mangoes and fruit bats, those gross snakes or eels or whatever at the beach.
Oh,
I
yes.
just threw in all the ideas and then I started to build a world around it. And eventually it became a book.
She admits, although she's been homesick for a long time, writing the book just made the longing that much more real.
You look into the story, and because it's my story, I could put whatever I wanted in it. We have the island kingdom of Tamarin. Well, Tamarin was my favorite island candy. We have some little island called Garapan. Well, I was born in Garapan Village. So as you read through the story, you could tell I wrote it because it's pretty much my past.
Dragonfruit was selected as Book of the Month and has been well received with delightful reviews, but she remains cautious.
You really should not read your reviews because you'll get good reviews, which are awesome. But if you read too many good reviews, your head starts to get big and you start to think you're greater than you are and you're smarter than you are. And then you read too many bad reviews and you just feel bad. So I read a couple and then I stay away from the reviews.
You can grab a copy of Dragonfruit for your own wherever books are sold. Jonagan Charfris, KM News.